Audi sells 7 SUVs in America right now. Most buyers know 2 of them. The dealership is counting on that. The 4 rings do something to people's brains. Precision, European engineering, Quattro. A certain kind of status that BMW drivers think they have, but don't. Audi figured out that if you stamp that badge on anything with a raised ride height, someone will finance it for 72 months and feel sophisticated doing it. That someone might be you. Let's make sure it isn't. Here's all 7, from the one that's quietly robbing you to the one that shares an engine with a Lamborghini. That's a real sentence. Let's get into it. Level 1, the brand tax, starting at $37,500. The Q3 is the first rung of the Audi SUV ladder, and it is absolutely the one most people get wrong. You see it in apartment complex parking lots, leased, 36-month term, $599 a month. The person driving it wanted the brand, got the brand, and has genuinely no idea what they actually bought. Here's what they bought: a Volkswagen Tiguan wearing a dinner jacket. The Q3 sits on Volkswagen Group's MQB platform, the same architecture as the Tiguan, the Golf, and the Seat Ateca. The interior is legitimately nice. The 2.0T 4-cylinder makes 228 horsepower. The tech package looks expensive in photos. The badge out front costs about $8,000 over what you'd pay for the Tiguan that has more cargo space. That's not shade, that's the transaction. The buyer here is 27 years old, just got promoted, first real car, and the Q3 is the visual proof of the raise. There's nothing wrong with that instinct, but you should know what you're buying. You're buying the logo. The car underneath it is a slightly cramped, somewhat slow, rapidly depreciating compact crossover that will be worth roughly $21,500 in 3 years. The Sportback trim, the one with the sloped roofline that makes even less cargo sense, costs more for fewer cubic feet. Skip it. If you're set on entry-level Audi, lease the Q3, 2 years, walk away clean. Run the real cost numbers before you sit down. Registration, insurance bump, maintenance after warranty. The monthly payment in the finance office is not your actual monthly number. Never finance one long term. The depreciation slope on these is not gentle. Level 2, the one they don't want you to figure out, starting at $45,900. The Q5 is the best-selling Audi in America, and it is the one model in this entire lineup that actually makes rational sense to own. Full stop. Bigger, more refined, genuinely good engine options. And it competes directly with the BMW X3 and Mercedes GLC. 2 cars that have become so complicated with sub-trims and option packages that buying them feels like filing taxes in a foreign country. The Q5 is cleaner, less drama. But here's the angle nobody puts in a brochure. The SQ5 is where the magic is. For $57,200, you get a 3.0-liter turbocharged V6 with 349 horsepower, a sport-tuned suspension, bigger brakes, and a sound that doesn't make you apologize at stoplights. The base 2.0 TQ5 feels adequate. The SQ5 feels like a decision. The buyer here is someone who actually did the research, knows the X3 and GLC are also excellent, and chose the Q5 because the interior layout makes sense and the Quattro system's reputation in snow is earned. They are correct on all counts. There's also a PHEV version, the Q5 TFSI, that still qualifies for federal tax incentives and delivers a genuine 23 miles of electric range. If you drive a predictable suburban loop, you can run this car on electricity most of the week. That's not a marketing claim, that's basic commute math. Residuals on the Q5 are among the strongest in the segment. Right now, certified pre-owned Q5s from 2020 to 2022 are sitting at dealerships between $32,000 and $39,000. And a 2021 SQ5 CPO at $38,500 is one of the most defensible used luxury SUV purchases available. The depreciation hit has already happened. Someone else absorbed it. You're welcome. Level 3, the awkward middle child, starting at $45,900. At almost the exact same price as a Q5, Audi asks you to consider going electric. The Q4 e-tron is a fully electric SUV, decent looking, capable of about 265 miles of range, and it's built on Volkswagen Group's MEB platform, which is the same architecture as the VW ID.4 and the Skoda Enyaq. Same bones, different badge. The premium is roughly $7,000 to $10,000 for the rings. The Q4 e-tron is not a bad car. The interior is well built, the tech is solid, and the Sportback version is genuinely handsome. But if you're spending Audi money on an EV in this price range, you're competing with the Tesla Model Y and an increasingly aggressive wave of Korean EVs that are eating this segment alive and not apologizing about it. The math stops working fast. Q4 e-tron buyer did their homework, compared the Model Y, looked at the Ioniq 5, kept coming back to the 4 rings because the badge matters to them and they're honest enough to admit it. Leasing 24 months will upgrade to the Q6 when the CPO market opens up and tell everyone they planned it that way from the start. They did not plan it that way from the start. Buy the Q4 e-tron if you're leasing short term and the incentive math works cleanly in your state. Otherwise, the next level is the better conversation. Level 4, the one that changes the argument. Starting at $65,000, this is the EV Audi should have led with. Built on the PPE platform, co-developed with Porsche, same architecture as the new electric Macan, not the VW Group economy bones underneath the Q4. You feel the difference immediately. 321 miles of real-world range. Faster charging than anything else in the Audi EV lineup. And it drives like a premium product instead of a brand exercise, which, at this price, should not need to be said, but apparently does. The Q4 e-tron exists. The Q6 e-tron makes the argument. If you're spending Audi money on an electric SUV, this is the level where it actually makes sense. Q6 e-tron buyer waited, specifically waited. Watched the Q4 launch, read every review, decided the platform wasn't right, and put a calendar reminder for 2026 CPO availability. Has a spreadsheet. The spreadsheet is correct. They are going to be fine. Smart play? Wait for 2026 to 2027 CPO returns. Early adopters are absorbing the first depreciation wave right now. Let them. Level 5, the honest 3-row, starting at $58,700. The Q7 does what it says. 7 seats, real cargo space, a third row that fits actual children, not theoretical children. This is the car you buy when the family vote has already happened and you weren't the swing vote. One critical warning that dealerships will gloss past you. The base Q7 comes with a 2.0-liter 4-cylinder in a vehicle that weighs 4,740 pounds. That engine is not a starting point, it's an apology. The moment you sit in a base Q7 on the highway and ask it to merge, you will feel the mistake immediately at 40 miles per hour in front of everyone. The 55 TFSI, the 3.0 TV6, starts around $66,400. That is the Q7. The 2.0 T trim exists to make the advertised MSRP look reasonable. It should not exist to you. The Q7 PHEV, the 60 TFSIe, is worth serious consideration for the same reasons the Q5 PHEV is. Real electric range for daily driving, V6 torque when you actually need it, and federal tax incentives. Used play, a 2021 to 2022 Q755 TFSI with under 40,000 miles runs $45,000 to $52,000 CPO. Same V6, same platform, 2 years of depreciation already gone. The 3.0T used is a significantly better transaction than the 2.0T new. Not close. The buyer here is 40, 2 kids confirmed, and a third in conversation, coming out of a BMW 5 Series or Volvo XC90, and wants 3 rows without the breadloaf proportions of the Mercedes GLS. The Q7 is elegant for its size, and that matters. Just the 3.0T. Always. Level 6. You're paying for the roofline, starting at $73,800. Here's something Audi's marketing team will never lead with. The Q8 is a Q7 underneath. Same MLB Evo platform. Same basic dimensions, same engine options. The Q8 just has a sloped fastback roofline, slightly more aggressive proportions, and a $15,000 premium over a comparably equipped Q7. You are functionally paying $15,000 for a roofline and the deletion of a third row seat. That's it. That's the whole transaction. And people buy it in huge numbers because it looks incredible. The Q8 is legitimately one of the better proportioned large SUVs on the market, low, wide, purposeful. And if aesthetics factor into your purchase, which they do for everyone even when they claim otherwise, the Q8 makes emotional sense. I'm not going to pretend it doesn't. The internet dunks on the Q8 as an overpriced Q7 constantly, and they're not wrong on the platform logic, but they're missing the point. You don't buy the Q8 because it's rational. You buy it because it's the most car-like SUV Audi makes, and you've earned the right to care about how your car looks. Q8 owner did not stumble into this. They spec'd it, waited for the right color, and will tell you it was purely practical because the Q7 didn't have the right proportions. Nobody believes them. They don't need anyone to. The SQ8 starts around $90,000. A 4.0-liter V8, mild hybrid assist, 500 horsepower, and a soundtrack that justifies the number. If you're in SQ8 territory, you already know. Level 7, the part where it gets absurd, starting at $124,500. 591 horsepower, 3.5 seconds to 60. Active roll stabilization, carbon ceramic brakes. A 4.0-liter twin-turbocharged V8 wrapped in a 4,900-pound SUV that genuinely does not behave like it should. The SQ8 corners. It rotates. It ran the Nürburgring faster than a Porsche Cayenne Turbo at launch, the kind of lap time that makes Porsche engineers go quiet and pretend they didn't see the results. But here's the thing. Here's the actual fact that should be its own video. That 4.0-liter twin-turbo V8, it's the same engine in the Lamborghini Urus and the Bentley Bentayga. Same block, same architecture, differently tuned, yes, but the same engine, bro. The powertrain that Cristiano Ronaldo and half of Instagram have been paying $240,000 to $280,000 for, you can get within 15 horsepower of it for $124,500. You're buying approximately 80% of the Lamborghini SUV experience for 52% of the price. And you can park it at a grocery store without an audience. Our SQ8 owner has done the math on the Urus, has thought about it seriously, decided that $120,000 in savings and the ability to park at a grocery store without an audience was worth more than the badge. Made that decision once, has not second-guessed it. Now here's the part that actually stings. Audi quietly discontinued the combustion RSQ8 for the 2024 model year in the US. It's transitioning toward an electrified RSQ8 e-tron, and the window on that V8 version is closed. The 2022 and 2023 RSQ8S, sitting on dealer lots or in private sales right now, are the last of a thing. Low-mileage examples are going to appreciate. This is the Audi for people who understand that distinction. Here's where this actually lands. The Q3 is the trap. Not because it's a bad car, because for the same money, you're 3 feet from something that actually justifies the badge. Lease it if you need to be in one. Never finance it. The SQ5 CPO is the cheat code. 2 to 3 years old, depreciation already absorbed, V6 already in. This is the answer for most people watching this. The Q7 is simple, 3.0 T only. The 4-cylinder doesn't exist. The Q8 is the one you buy when you've stopped pretending the decision is rational, and you're okay with that. Own it. The RSQ8 is a 2022 or 2023 with low miles, found before the market catches up. That window is closing, bro. The 4 rings mean something real. They just mean it differently at every level. The only mistake is not knowing which level you're actually buying. No dealership talk, no cap. Hit subscribe. We do this for every brand. See you in the next one.